Hey everybody, welcome to Scribbles with Jonathan. My name is Jonathan Rector, and I know I'm getting back-to-back videos on you guys, but what else can you do? So today, this is actually for a panel for a project called The Standard. A lot of you guys and dolls out there, you guys are pretty familiar with that project. So yeah, what I thought I would do is just do a little quick recording of this panel here that I'm inking, and I chose it for two reasons. One, it's a little bit more of a dynamic shot, so you can see some of the stuff that's happening, and then as well, there's going to be speed lines, and I find that using a program called Manga Studio, the speed lines, they look better than if they were done in Photoshop, at least for me. But the primary chunk of the inking is going to be done here right in Photoshop. So I have all my tight line work finished, as you can see, and I've already got a contour line, and if you're not familiar with a contour line, all that is that kind of like a thick blacker line around everything, and it makes it pop over other objects. So you can see like at the very bottom there, it's supposed to be legs, and that kind of goes over the helicopter, just to, make that pop over the background element, so you can separate elements of a piece all in together. And since I've been working digital, I find that that's way more. It's easier to do, and because since you're working digital, you can always erase and try things out. But I find what I think I will end up doing in the near future is getting away a little bit from just the dead contour line and adding just a little bit more variation in thickness and stuff like that, just to make it pop a little extra. I feel like I'm getting a little safe right now in the way that I work, and usually when you get safe, it's good, it means you're learning things and stuff, but at the same time, I think once you start getting locked into feeling safe when you're doing something, it's really time to start moving on and start pushing your own boundaries. That way you're going to learn more. It's very rare that you'll forget what you know. Especially when a lot of this, for myself anyway with art, a lot of it's all impulse. Like it just starts happening. I don't want to make it sound like any kind of magic or anything's happening, but like I'm not thinking as much as I know I used to back in the day when I would do certain things. So the helicopter's all linked up there. Here I'm just adding a little bit more swoosh lines there in the helicopter. And just to put it in context, what's happening here is the main character is a superhero named Gilbert Graham, and he's being hounded right now by the media. So he decided to fly away, and as he flew away, as you can see there, he's a little scared. Not scared, but he doesn't like all that attention that you get from being a celebrity in a sense like this. So he's trying to fly away, and then a helicopter catches up to him, and we get a little bit of an action shot, and it's always cool to have your characters, the characters that do fly, to give a little bit of a motion, actual motion in the clothing and stuff. So that's what's going on there. And here I'm just beefing up those lines. I've established where I want my light source to be, which would be coming from the top. And I just wanted to point out real quick as well. You will see throughout this panel that I'm inking, I will go ahead and I'll start throwing in some heavy inks in certain areas, like little chunks, and then I'll just go back and I'll erase it totally. And the reason for that is, don't feel at any moment that you're locked into what you're doing. It's always nice to be able to have a little bit of freedom at every stage of your process. That way, it makes your job a little bit more fun. And here I just did like a whole pattern here that I'm going to put like a core shadow, just like that, bang. And I find using straight and sharp lines there, like how it goes to the point, it gives a little bit more energy, a little bit more action. And you're going to see what I was talking about a little bit briefly there, where it looks like there's like his shoulder blades coming through the clothes right there. I just erased it totally and just added some rendering, got rid of it. And here we're just doing a cast shadow of the lapel, and then drawing over the black and just picking white and just to sharpen it up as well. And that's no different than if you were going to traditionally ink and just use like whiteout, or I think some people use white gouache. And yeah, I was just throwing some random rendering around, just kind of moving around, just trying to pull the shapes out. This is a daylight scene, so I don't want to have too many heavy shadows. However, I feel like if I don't put any shadows at all, the image will start to look pretty blank. And you want to make it look as interesting as you can, providing you got the time to do it. And here I'm just adding a little bit more rendering into his clothing and all that good stuff. Some cast shadow there. There I just added like a little extra shape, just to make it pop a little bit more down there. I thought it was a little empty. And what you just saw me do right there is a trick that I do a lot working digital, and I've talked to you guys about it before, and if this is your first time seeing it, just brief explanation. All I do is make a shape that I'm going to throw the heavy blacks in, or like a fill. Excuse me. And then you just grab your magical wand tool, select inside there so that all the shapes are there, and then I expand that selection by about 2 or 3 pixels, and then just fill it black. I have that all mapped to a function key, And if you don't know what function keys are, I would definitely look into them. They speed up your process. Like, look at that, bang, black's in there. You don't got to worry about it. It makes your job much easier. You'll even see me do it again here. I'm just carving out where I want that shadow to be, just like that, and then I'll fill it, and bang, knock into black, just like that. And you can go over and touch it up afterwards. It's not a big deal. You're just a little cast shadow from the briefcase. And we're pretty much getting to the point where I'm done with things. Right here, you can see right there, I did a cast shadow. I did not like the way that looked, so I just got rid of it. And his hand looked way too open and white, so I added some shadows in there. And one thing I should point out as well that you guys can't see is I am working on 2 monitors. So I don't normally work, when I'm actually inking and doing the work, I am zoomed in this close. But on the right, because I'm left-handed, there is a separate monitor where I can make an additional copy of that image and zoom out. So I can see how it looks once it's a finished size, and then that way I don't have to zoom in and out all the time. If you don't have access to 2 monitors, just zooming in and out is a great, it's not going to kill you. But if you've got the means and you're able to, a second monitor will help, I find, because it adds a little bit more, speeds up your flow a little bit. Okay, so the inking's done here, I believe. I just want to see what I'm doing here if I grab the marquee tool. Looks like it. Okay, so I just turned off the sketch layer there. What I'm doing here is I just grab the marquee tool, select it, and then go edit, copy, merged. And what copy merged does is it copies everything that's within that selection. So even if they're on multiple layers, it'll copy it all without having to flatten the image. And here I just open up Manga Studio. It is a 600 DPI image, so that's why this panel looks so small compared to it. And then the next step I do here is I just make a new layer, a ruler layer, 1-point perspective. And it's been a little bit since I've done this, so just bear with me here. It took me a little bit to figure out how to move the perspective path around. And I was going to just kind of wing the perspective a little bit, but I forgot that I had already established the perspective way back when I already did this this drawing here. So right now I'm just moving it around so I can see where it's kind of going. I think we're good here, and then the next stage at this point is just make a new layer, and I got the Maru brush. You can see all the settings right there on the right. You can pause that if that was too quick. And usually when I do speed lines, what I'll do is I'll just kind of go around the image and throw in some, I like to call them anchor speed lines, and what I mean by that is you're not going crazy like I'm doing right there. You're just kind of throwing it around so you can see where you want to start adding heavy speed lines. That way you're not just going crazy all the time. And I'll space them out a little bit, kind of like this, but I knew I didn't want too many speed lines on that side anyway. It's going to mostly be on the right. And here what I'm doing is I'm just zooming in, and I'm just doing speed lines on the edges of the object. I find, and speed lines are awesome. They're just as unique as your style. They are just straight lines, but you can look at somebody like Adam Warren. I'm a big fan of him. That guy, he cakes. He cakes his panels with speed lines, and it looks incredible. And then some other people will just kind of do what I'm doing, and then some people even less than this. Some people won't even use speed lines, It's all your style. It's all your choice. For me, I'm always looking for motion and ways to get energy put into a panel, and manga, speed lines, all that sort of stuff, it always has extra motion that I find doesn't really translate a lot into American comics. And that's not a dig towards either or. I mean, it's about finding your own voice as a storyteller. And, always looking, seeing what's happening. So I'm about to wrap up the whole video here, just doing some touch-ups here, just adding some more speed lines there. And what I'm going to do when I'm done this is I just copy the speed line layer, paste it into Photoshop, and then change that layer to multiply so it gets rid of the white, and then I just lay it over top. And you'll see right there, when edit, copy to another application. And it takes a little bit of adjustment. You can just see it right there, and there you go. Just going to switch it to multiply, and that's about it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, if you guys wouldn't mind, if you did find some sort of content in here, leave a comment and share the video. Let's share the love out there. Get everybody getting pumped and jazzed about making comics. But until next time, keep reading comics, you guys. Keep making comics. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.